Hello and welcome. You are watching Cricket Next, and this is a very special segment which we are bringing to you right from Chennai outside the MH Chidambaram Stadium. It's the Nets Nuggets, and we will tell you what happened inside India's training session today. Their first full-fledged training session. The team also trained yesterday, but it was more on the optional lines. But today, except Shubman Gill, the entire squad was out there under the sun training for more than 3 hours, and they did train hard. The conditions weren't ideal to start with. It was really hot, slightly on the humid side, but as we approached into the evening, it became more pleasant. And right now, the floodlights are on. Australia's net session is about to get underway. But before we get to Australia, let's tell you what happened during India's net session. So to start with, it was Jasprit Bumrah who took the first hit in the nets, and he had for company Ravichandran Ashwin and Ishan Kishan. So those were the early starters who started the net proceedings. Mohammad Siraj had the new ball in the hand, and there were plenty of sidearms along with Vikram Rathore operating in tandem. As we grew into the session, the intensity picked up when Virat Kohli came into bat, when Rohit Sharma came into bat, but a different buzz was created when a man called Hardik Pandya, dressed in a different avatar, blue socks, blue shoes, a headband, sleeveless training gear. Plus it was a different training gear. The hues of orange were there because black really wasn't ideal for these conditions today. So they were sporting a different colored training jersey. And Hardik looked very good. He was probably the pick of the players for me today. He was away for the 3 ODIs against Australia, but he came and bowled at full tilt. He did not look rusty with the bat, so he was looking very good for India. And that brief period of play, I did tweet about that also. That brief period of play where he was bowling to Virat Kohli on one strip, which was probably the spiciest of them all. He looked very good. He troubled Virat Kohli. Found his edge on a couple of occasions, and that was one surface probably out of the 4 where India were batting today, which had something in it for the seam bowlers. So Hardik Pandya enjoyed a lot there, and so did Mohammad Siraj. And Virat Kohli certainly was tested during that period. I wouldn't say he looked bad, but he didn't look great either. He was just getting into the groove, started with plenty of throwdowns. He faced plenty of throwdowns from Rahul Dravid before he got into his batting gear and actually went for a full throttle batting session. He had a couple of batting sessions, looked good, wanted to take the bowlers on, was severe on the likes of Ravindra Jadeja and Kuldeep Yadav. But that contest between Hardik Pandya and Virat Kohli was certainly won by Hardik, because Hardik is looking good. He's on song. He is in the mood and in the groove and in the rhythm. Now just moving to Hardik, the batter. Something interesting happened there too. He moved to a far net. First, when he started proceedings on that lively track, he just went after everything. So Mohammad Siraj and Hardik Pandya had a good battle there, where Hardik was jumping out of the crease on almost every occasion, wanted to take the seamer on. They were having a different field placement battle within themselves, where they were signaling ye do bahar hai, ye do andar hai. So it looked very good, looked very competitive. On otherwise, which was, I would say, a very dull net session, because not much happened except that duel between Virat Kohli and Hardik Pandya, and then what transpired between Hardik Pandya and Mohammad Siraj. Then Hardik moved to a different net where Vikram Rathore was operating with the sidearm, and then there was target-based match simulation there. 6 ball, 19 runs, 4 balls, 11 runs. Field placements were in order. Hardik was correcting his shots, was finding that gap on the leg side. Repeatedly, he would tell Vikram Rathore, yahan pe 2 aaya, 2 there, 1 there. So no, he looked good. He looked very good. And I think out of all the players who practiced today, Hardik spent the maximum time under the sun today. He bowled a lengthy spell with the ball, and with the bat too. He had a couple of hits out there, looked very good. So positive signs for India. Shreyas Iyer again. Shreyas Iyer was there. Surya Kumar Yadav was there. Rohit Sharma had one session with the bat, not an extended one. He had it early on, and then he kind of just went into the dressing room. So he's just preserving his best for the match day come Sunday. But Shreyas Iyer was definitely working on his short ball facing skills. Rahul Dravid on the far net had a lawn tennis racket in hand, and that's probably a drill which they do repeatedly to improve those reflexes and play against the short ball. So Shreyas Iyer spent a lot of time with India's head coach. Vikram Rathore was keeping a close watch on India's number 4, who is going to be a very vital cog in this setup when the World Cup actually gets underway for the host nation. So Shreyas Iyer looked good, and KL Rahul again. He was being very innovative towards the fag end of the session, just going down on one knee, trying to pick them over the fine leg. No, just trying a couple of things. So all in all, a very good hit for the Indian cricket team. And now Australia will assemble. They will have their net session. But this Nets Nuggets was all about Hardik Pandya and the kind of intensity he's bringing to the table. And you know, just the mental break which these players get. Hardik wasn't there for personal reasons for the first three ODIs against Australia, but he has come back refreshed. He has come back charged up. Unfortunately, due to weather, there wasn't any cricket possible in India's first two warm-up games, the only two warm-up games of the World Cup. But now they seemed ready, they seem charged up. Still, couple of days to go where they can iron out the flaws they want to. And all eyes were on a local boy, Ravichandran Ashwin, who along with Virat Kohli will be playing his second World Cup for India. I think they are the only two surviving members from the 2011 World Cup winning squad. So Ashwin again had a good hit with the bat. With the cap on, in typical Ashwin fashion, he was bowling in different nets, working on his skills, was always in the air of Rahul Dravid. So he too is ready for the challenge. Chennai seems ready for the challenge because, you know, if you just exit this lane, you wouldn't realize that there's a World Cup happening in the city. But just around Chepauk, the buzz is there, people are gathering. When the floodlights come on, the cameras are out, they want to catch a glimpse of their star. They wouldn't need to wait more because in a couple of days' time, 8th October, India's first game will be played against Australia at this very iconic venue, which is right now undergoing last moment touch-ups, beautification, modification, some graffitis on the wall, some tile work on the pavements. So you stay tuned to Cricket Next because we will be covering every India game from the ground, and Chennai is just the start of a glorious chapter, and we hope India bring the title back home. Thank you for watching.